FM. My name is Richard Harris. We are recapping the year that was in sports. In our last 16 minutes, we are going to talk about the ugly in sports. Most of you know that it has been a very ugly year in sports as we've unfortunately discovered a horrible epidemic that apparently has been going on in college athletics where apparently we have scandals at Penn State University and at Syracuse University where longtime coaches have violated the trust and violated our young people and even people who are working, not necessarily working for the university, but violated young people um, in a way in which can never be forgiven. Uh, Penn State University and Syracuse University, two universities who I have long admired, two universities that I wanted to go to college to when I was applying to schools, have been besmirched um, because of what has happened in their athletic programs to the point where it's a big deal. I guess yesterday Penn State got a guy to sign to play football there. And I guess he's the first kid to sign since the scandal broke. But it's sickening to hear, to read, to see what we've seen on both cases. Obviously, as I'm hoping the country is beginning to learn that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. When you rush to judgment, you get egg on your face. As the Roger Clemens case, as the Barry Bonds case. So hopefully we will allow the legal process to do what it has to do. But obviously both of those universities are in a lot of trouble. And they're not the only ones. I mean, I understand there was a scandal at the Citadel. And of course, this new one that is most disturbing, at Florida A&M, where I guess there's some hazing going on with people trying to join the band, and some person was killed recently or died because of the hazing, and now the university is under a lot of scrutiny and under investigation for the practice of hazing. We're not in the same world that we were in 25 years ago. And it's pretty sad that a young man lost his life and a young woman, I guess, got severely injured because of hazing. So hopefully 2012 will have better stories to talk about in college athletics. Hopefully we'll focus only on the performances on the field and not off. Obviously, Coach Boeheim at Syracuse is going to be dealing with these questions for the rest of the year because his team currently is the number one team in college basketball. Penn State's football season will be over in the next 3 days, and so that'll quietly disappear for a little while until Sandusky faces some trials, but we'll see how it progresses. Which leads to the second issue of the ugly for me this year in sports. We have become the most cynical, the most bitter, the most, I can't even think of the right word to put, but sport fans in the world. We hate athletes. And it's like, why do we hate athletes? LeBron James is a 27, 28-year-old young man who shoots a basketball, who makes a lot of commercials, who for some reason this country has completely decided that they need to hate him because he held a news conference determining what team he was going to go to. And he went to that team, and that team didn't win the championship. And the whole world exhaled. The whole world is so thrilled about his demise. He isn't demise. He is still 27 years old, in his prime, and he will win a championship. But this year, he has been absolutely just crushed. Tiger Woods. I have never seen so many people jump off of a guy Yes, what he's done is disgusting. Yes, what he did, completely, inexcusable. But for the world, my goodness, to turn on him in the fashion that they have, it's just nuts. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is a NASCAR driver. He is disliked by pretty much a lot of people on the NASCAR circuit. He does some crazy things in a race car that makes people pretty upset. He's just recently lost his sponsors. But it's funny because it's a dichotomy that we live in this world. We want our athletes to be bad. We want our athletes to be like Muhammad Ali. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Muhammad Ali used to talk about how he was going to beat you, he humiliated you, he emasculated you verbally, and then beat you in the ring. And as boxing fans, we loved it. We were, oh my God, he's the greatest. That's why we called him the greatest. Now we have these athletes today who, if they tell you how good they are, you hate them. If these athletes do things that are immoral, we hate them. We want to see them fail. We want to always see these guys hurt. And I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned that that's what sports has become. It's not become, a field where you get into it and you want to talk about sports. You don't want to talk about how the Lakers last night beat the Knicks 99-82. But what you want to talk about is how Kobe Bryant him and his wife just filed for divorce. He's got bad knees, bad hands, not getting along with this, mad at Coach Brown because he wasn't consulted when Brown got hired. You don't want to talk about playing the game. You don't want to talk about Tiger Woods playing golf, hasn't had time to practice because of the injuries he's had over the years. We expect him to always win. You want to talk about Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols busted his hand up during the season. Didn't make the All-Star team this year. Was getting ridiculed, scrutinized all year long because he's due a contract that's going to pay him $30 million a season if he had signed with whomever, if he had signed with the Cardinals, which he didn't. He went to the Angels. And now reading today, apparently his contract is backloaded, which means this year he's only getting paid $12 million, next year he's getting paid $16 million, and after that he's going to start getting paid $30 million per season. Don't talk about what he's done on the field. I just want to talk about what they make. I want to talk about how bad a person these people are. And they're not bad people. Albert Pujols does more for kids with Down syndrome than anybody does. But we don't talk about that. We want to talk about, the pressure of $30 million a season. He's having this kind of year, that kind of year. His team won the World Series. Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens hasn't played one down in the National Football League, and now he's becoming a sideshow act because I guess he's about to sign an Arena Football League with somebody. Again, because, they make their own beds. Yes, they do bad things that make people mad. But that's not why I'm a sports fan. That's not why I watch sports. I watched Terrell Owens score 153 touchdowns throughout his career. I watched Tiger Woods win 71 tournaments and 14 majors. Or LeBron James winning 2 MVPs. I don't care about what they do off the field. I don't care what happens off the field. If it doesn't physically affect me, affect my daughter, affect my family, I don't understand what the importance of these people's lives are. We're not TMZ. TMZ has its own thing. That's their job. Their job is to catch athletes. Remember Mark Tyler? Making stupid comments outside of that nightclub. TMZ got him on thing. Ended up getting suspended at USC for a game. Had a terrible senior season. Didn't even play that much. And when we come back, I'm going to continue my chastisement of my profession. I'm going to do that on 89.7 KLAS FM after this.
For all of your auto repairs, including expert collision work, LA Radiator on Santa Monica Boulevard is the place to go. Located just a few